Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome back to the Clever Report. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you'll be notified anytime I drop another video. In my previous video, I was leading to the fact that in Nigeria currently, we no longer have a sense of sacred, we no longer value human life, we no longer see it as, we no longer see death as something that is sacred, as something that is kind of solemn. We just, we are so desensitized towards shootings, killings, bombings, kidnappings, and so on and so forth. So it's crazy. We cannot continue living like this, whereby if somebody is killed or there's a video of even somebody being shot at, we no longer, it doesn't touch us, because we are so inundated on seeing it every day on our screens. Every day, there's no day you're not going to see a news story of somebody being shot at or somebody killed or somebody bombed, in Nigeria. And that is crazy. That is not a way to live. So on Tuesday, story that has been making on the social media, Usman Nuhu, an ASP, Assistant Superintendent to the Police Force, killed, murdered a 28-year-old young man, Mene Ogidi, in Effuru-Delta State. It is very, very crazy. When I saw the video, I was dumbfounded, I was disheartened, and I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to feel. Because from the video, you see that, after now, I'll play the video. You see that there was no empathy, there was no sympathy, and it didn't even it didn't seem like a big deal the way the guy was shot at. It didn't seem like a big deal. And this guy cried, he begged for his life, he begged for mercy, and this evil Trugger-Happy policeman and his squad coordinated the murder of a Nigerian citizen, a 20-year-old Nigerian citizen, in broad daylight. So I want us to watch the video. Yes, because of YouTube guidelines, we're going to blur certain things. But I want us to watch the important parts of the video, and then I'll give you my take on that.
I will tell you everything. Now, my friend, I deceive me. Bro, if you stop there, I will carry my friend. I don't know anything concerned. I don't know anything concerned. I don't know anything concerned. I beg. I don't know anything concerned. I will carry you from inside something like this. I will carry you from inside officer. I will carry you from inside officer. Officer. I will carry you from inside officer. I will carry you from inside no. Officer, no. I don't know officer. Officer, I don't know. Papa, officer, no.
Now, you see from that video, the guy was restrained already. He was in handcuffs already. He wasn't posing as a threat. He wasn't threatening. He's a suspect. It's alleged, according to reports, alleged that he was receiving, a waybill package sent by somebody. He was going to receive it, or later reports said that he was actually sending it. So the union workers, the transport workers, alerted the police force, and they came. Now, the question people are not asking is, who actually, gave him that parcel to send? Who was meant to receive it? And what was that gun going to be used for? There are three important questions. Who actually sent him to go and, deliver that parcel, the gun and the bullets? Who was actually going to receive it? And what operation was there going to be used? If they were acting in good faith, these policemen, if they are not guilty, in my own opinion, they would have, gotten this guy. And from that video, he wanted to talk. He was telling the policeman that he's ready to talk. But the policeman silenced him. Now that gets to my second point. Why would that policeman silence this guy? Why would he silence this guy if he is not allegedly part of the syndicate? Because there has been reports I've been seeing online. It's alleged that he's the kingpin of trafficking, gun peddling, weapon peddling, and robbery in that area. I won't be surprised because if you look at the picture of the policeman or his cohorts, they were not even dressed properly. And it brings to a larger conversation of the members of the police force in Nigeria. They dress like criminals. Many of them, a staggering majority, you cannot ask them for any form of identification. They might shoot you or even beat you to death. It is crazy. So they dress like the criminals that they are actually, you know, chasing or trying to apprehend. They acted as the judge, the jury, and the executioner. That's how they act in Nigeria. Because it's crazy that, and we're not even talking about the cultism problem in the police force in Nigeria. A staggering majority of policemen are allegedly cultists. They use the police force to allegedly threaten other members of the other rival court members. You are commissioned to protect and serve the public. You're a public servant. But I think that in 2026, the average Nigerian is more afraid of members of the police force than the actual criminals. I'm sorry to say it, and that is a fact. In 2026, the average Nigerian, the average youth, they are more afraid of if you're running from criminals and see the policeman on the road, you are more likely to just find a U-turn and go another way because you don't even know if they are part of them. You don't even know if they are going to hand you over to the criminals. So it is sad to say. Yes, some people will not come and say, yes, not all policemen. Yes, not all policemen, but a very disturbing, staggering number of them. Look at the appearance of that Usman Nuhu. Look at the appearance. Does that seem like somebody that is civil or somebody that is civilized? Somebody that should be able to carry weapon in Nigeria? He's looking like a crook. He's looking like a tout. I'm sorry to say it. In fact, I'm not even sorry to say it. And that is a fact. And in a same country, the commissioner of police, his direct superior, should be heard before the National Assembly to testify under oath. In a same country, that should be what is happening. They should be subpoenaed. The commissioner of police in that Delta State should be subpoenaed, and you will come and talk about the activities and actions and inactions of that command, of that division, that are looking like robbers, essentially. So the PRO, Bright Edafe of the police state in Delta State, came out to allude that the only explanation is about his spiritual and every other thing. And it's crazy what he has to say. I want us to watch the clip.
Yeah, I don't envy you at all. The last time we had you, it was a very controversial issue around the Ozo issue, and now yet again, a black spot in the work. I'm sure the great work the Nigerian police is doing in Delta, and now destroyed or tempered with this. But let's talk about what exactly happened, and maybe walk us through, because we saw the statement from the DCP, who is the first public relations officer. But let's hear from your end what you know and what we need to know. And in addition to that, please also speak to the appearance of those policemen, whether that is the modus operandi and what unit is allowed to dress like that.
All right, I'll start with the issue at hand, which is a very sad issue. Since my 6 years of public relations, this is my most difficult moment, because having an incident that cannot be explained is very difficult. There is no explanation for this. That policeman, I just don't get what I would say was wrong with him. Police cannot attribute problem to spirituality, but that may not be far from it, because that's the only explanation that one can give to what he did.
This is gaslighting 101. This is gaslighting of the highest order. He knows this. There's nothing spiritual about this. It's because they don't take something. They don't even do background check. I don't even think they do background check while admitting these crazy people into the Nigerian police force. I don't think they do, because you cannot ask somebody like that Usman. He shouldn't be nowhere near law enforcement. So Bright coming to gaslight and telling us it is only a spiritual explanation. No, you people allow this kind of people. I am sure if we dig deeper, that there will be many cases unraveled because of the actions and inactions or the excesses of these policemen. And now the mother of this victim, a 28-year-old suspect, yes, for the fact, I don't know if he's guilty or not. Now we cannot find out. Let's even say he's guilty. Let's even say he's a robber. Should that give you the right? Should that give you the right to execute him in a cold-blooded way? It's alleged. The report shows that he was shot at the hand and then taken to the station and finished off. And that is, there's no humanity, there's no sympathy, there's no empathy. If they were acting in good faith, they would have, gotten other members of the syndicate. If there was a syndicate, they would have gotten to the root cause of why the gun is being trafficked or being transported from point A to point B. But no, because allegedly they are involved. I'm sorry to say they are involved. Is what I think. I think the members of that command, three of them or six of them or five of them are involved. And from that video, you see when you show the guy, they were hailing him, Ogbegbe by his nickname. They were hailing him like it is like that it is not a human being that is taking bullets. They were hailing him. We need radical change in the police force, especially that Delta, Bini, their SSs is much. It's not as if that with other parts of the country they are not brutalizing people. But you see that Delta, those places, the south, the police terrorize youths over there. So I'll keep saying this thing. The PRO is coming to gaslight us and tell us it's only spiritually that you can explain what is happening. No, it has been happening right beneath your noses, and you people have kept quiet. People have kept mute, and now then this was found. It was circulating on social media. It was clips. The video was it was recorded. Imagine how many incidents that has never been recorded. Just imagine how many incidents of the excesses of these policemen that have not been recorded. Imagine how many innocent people that have lost their lives at the hands of these trigger-happy, evil, crazy-looking policemen. So I am angry, and I want this man to be brought to justice. And I don't want him to be given life imprisonment. I want him to be tried, given I don't condone, jungle justice. Some people are calling for his execution immediately, an eye for an eye. No, I want him to be tried, and there's a overwhelming evidence that he will be convicted of first-degree murder. And all these members, first, second-degree murder, but the guy that shot the weapon should be charged with first-degree murder, convicted, and executed. A public execution. So it will serve as a deterrent to all these members of law enforcement that you cannot take the life of an average citizen, cannot take the life of a citizen, even a suspect in Nigeria, without you have no right to take the suspect. Your work is to apprehend and give to the judicial system to try and convict. So the mother, I saw a clip. The mother has lost her two sons at the hands of trigger-happy policemen. Imagine the misery that woman is going through. Imagine what she's going through. So I pray for the repose of the victim, the dead victim, and we can't continue like this. The IGP, the police, every other person should be, should look into this matter. The Justice Department, the judiciary should try these men and find them guilty, because they're already guilty. It's showed, yes, he's innocent until proven guilty, but there's overwhelming evidence already. But I want all the judicial processes to be followed, and obviously this guy will be found guilty and convicted of first-degree murder and be given the electric chair immediately. That is all I'm going to say about that.